What if I told you that the biggest mistakes men make with women aren't about what they do, but what they allow? What if I told you that by avoiding just a few key pitfalls, you could change how women see you forever? Let's talk about the 9 fatal mistakes smart men never make with women, according to Stoic psychology. If you're tired of drama, confusion, or constantly feeling like you're giving more than you're getting, this video is for you. Today, we're diving into timeless wisdom based on Stoic philosophy that can help you protect your peace, boost your confidence, and finally feel in control when it comes to women and relationships. Let's break it down. 1. Never overshare too soon. A common mistake smart men avoid: revealing too much, too early. You don't owe your full life story to someone you just met. And in today's culture, where oversharing is seen as honesty, this might feel strange. But there's a difference between being open and being vulnerable without trust. Why is this important? Because what you say early on can later be weaponized. That painful breakup you casually mentioned? That family issue you thought was no big deal? It can come back during conflict and be used against you. Stoicism teaches us self-restraint. You control the narrative. You reveal only what's needed, and only when trust has been built. You're not being mysterious to be manipulative. You're being wise, and that wisdom builds respect. 2. Never fear being alone. Let's be honest. Most men fear solitude. They'll jump into bad relationships, cling to toxic people, and settle for less, all because they can't handle being by themselves. But here's the paradox. The man who is most at peace alone is the one women chase the most. Why? Because confidence radiates from a man who isn't afraid to walk alone. He doesn't need validation. He doesn't chase approval. He chooses a partner, not out of desperation, but from strength. If you're not okay being alone, you'll always be vulnerable to manipulation. Travel alone. Eat alone. Build a life you enjoy without needing someone to complete it. When you're content with solitude, you become magnetic. 3. Never waste time on people who don't value it. Time is the one thing you can't get back. So ask yourself, how much time have you spent waiting on unread messages, chasing after women who send mixed signals, rearranging your life for someone who wouldn't do the same for you? If she's always late, always flaky, or gives you breadcrumbs of attention, walk away. Stoics treat time as sacred. It's not just about being efficient, it's about honoring your own value. A high-value man doesn't chase attention. He invests time only where there's mutual respect. Every hour you spend chasing the wrong person is an hour stolen from your growth, your peace, and your future. 4. Never seek validation for your success. Here's a silent trap most men fall into. They crush a goal, get a promotion, build something impressive, and immediately look to a woman for approval. And if she doesn't respond with fireworks, they feel empty. That's a mistake. A smart man celebrates himself. He doesn't perform for applause. He acknowledges his own growth and doesn't outsource his self-worth. Your value doesn't depend on how excited someone else is about your win. If she's the right woman, she'll support you. If she's not, her silence is your signal. Either way, celebrate your damn self. 5. Never compromise your mental health. Some men stay in situations that drain them, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. They tolerate yelling, manipulation, stonewalling, because they think this is just how relationships are. It's not. Your peace is your responsibility. A Stoic man guards his inner world. He sets boundaries, He walks away from chaos. He doesn't stay just to make it work. Because what good is love if it breaks you? Your peace isn't a luxury. It's the foundation of everything. Your focus, your drive, your relationships. Protect it like your life depends on it. Because in many ways, it does. 6. Never abandon your identity. Here's something few men realize. The moment you start changing who you are just to keep her happy, you're already losing. You stop going to the gym because she mocks it. You skip poker night because she doesn't like your friends. You start nodding yes to things you don't believe, just to avoid conflict. But here's what happens. She loses respect. Not because you're agreeable, but because you've lost your spine. Women don't want a puppet. They want a man who knows who he is and isn't afraid to show it. You don't need to be confrontational, just grounded. Know what you stand for and stand on it, even if she disagrees. That's real strength, and it's rare. 7. Never trade your purpose for a relationship. This one's brutal. Too many men abandon their goals for love. They have dreams, starting a business, switching careers, learning a skill, but then she comes along, and slowly that fire dims. You start shrinking yourself to fit her comfort zone. The truth? If she truly cared about you, she'd fuel your ambition, not distract you from it. Never give up your path for someone who wouldn't walk it with you. A Stoic man lives on mission, and his mission comes first. You can have love and purpose, but never choose love that costs you your purpose. Because once your mission dies, so does your power. 8. Never let a relationship define your worth. It's easy to get lost in love, to let it become your identity, your reason, your rhythm. But here's the Stoic truth. The moment you need a relationship to feel whole, you've already lost yourself. You are not someone's emotional support animal. You are not here to be defined by affection, attention, or validation. The healthiest relationships are additions to a life that's already full. A smart man stays grounded in who he is, with or without a partner. That groundedness, that's what keeps you balanced, respected, and in control. 9. Never ignore the red flags you know are there. Let's end with this. The biggest mistake isn't falling for the wrong person. It's seeing the red flags and convincing yourself they're not that bad. She's constantly flirting with other guys. She mocks your goals. She disappears when things get hard. You already know the answer. But most men stay because they're afraid they won't find better. That's the lie. The truth? When you raise your standards, you attract better. But you have to be willing to walk away from what insults your growth. The Stoic path is one of clarity, and clarity means trusting what you see and acting on it. Let's wrap this up. Smart men avoid these 9 fatal mistakes not because they want to win at relationships, but because they want peace, purpose, and pride in how they live. They protect their time. They guard their minds. They never abandon themselves for attention, approval, or fleeting emotions. Women may come and go, but the man who follows these Stoic truths, he never loses himself. If this hit home, subscribe to the channel, and let's keep building smarter men together.